is in the building.
It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. Hey girl, 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 hey girl. This goes out to this beautiful hands.
Once you do the good deed, you've done it.
What about the, what's the gentleman next to you? What's your name, sir? Who?
Oh, this is the question room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just stay over there. For a second, I'll walk around everywhere.
Oh, you've got questions as well? Wait there, wait there.
Take my time. The girls asked me to take my time. What positive youth projects have you seen in the USA that you feel that we here in the UK can learn from and just be imported here as well so we can learn from what you guys do in the USA?
We were actually speaking about this before we came here. One thing that I didn't want this to be is or any of my charitable efforts to be one-offs. I think a lot of charities they hold events and then move on. You know what I mean? So I find that mentorships are great. Like they have programs in New York where actually executives 3 times a week sit with children. They have after-school programs. I think has always been great. I went to after-school programs throughout the first 6 years of my life when my mother was very young and going to school, and it kept me out of trouble. I think after-school programs where you go straight from school to an environment where you can study, to an environment where someone's going to help you study, to an environment where you can socialize in a good place, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's more so about keeping it going than finding out what works, because we can find out what works all day, but you got to find out what works and keep it going. Let's talk about it. Like I said, I was blessed to have a mother who shielded me, and I think it's important that we, as people in the community, myself, Cav, everybody on that panel over there, use our voices for the children that don't have that. You know, because thinking about back in the day, I didn't look up to musicians. I didn't look up to rappers. I looked up to my mother. You know what I mean? I didn't look for anybody to tell me who to be. You know, so for the people that don't have that, I think it's important for us, even as young people, to the younger people, to make sure they have somebody to look at and tell them that you don't have to be whomever you see on TV, on the videos, on the radio. You're welcome.
I'm take my hat off to you because I do respect you a lot.
Appreciate that.
Basically, just to let you know before I ask this question as well, I know the ladies want me to take my time anyway, so before I ask this question as well, just to let you know I do hold a lot of respect for you and it's really cool to meet you today. I'm an artist myself. My name is Infector and it stands for Lyrically Safe Influence of Us to Spit, given to me by a friend of mine who passed away, and so I keep it in his name. And to see you doing what you're doing and come so far, it's a big inspiration, I think, not only for me but for everyone here. So just to let you know that. My question was going to be something to ease it up a bit. And we all know the recent album came out and people say that music is like the food of love. So what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is actually anything my grandmother cooks. She's the best cook ever in the world to me. Nobody can touch her. Don't say nothing.
She might have to test my mom though.
Nah, don't say nothing. I tell you not to say nothing.
Can I get a handshake?
No doubt, love.
The funny thing is, there's so many questions over here, Trey, and I'm thinking there might be a question over there, there might be a question.
So what you want to do?
I'm thinking personally. She has a question.
Pass her the mic.
She got a mic? Alright.
person. I live in London, South London. It sometimes don't really have a good reputation. But as a young child, I've gone through a lot myself, but I kind of have my hobbies like fashion designing. I also do sewing, and I create songs myself, and I rap and I sing. Personally, like, you might want to go and YouTube me. But, But like 507 views, by the way, in the space of two weeks. Did you, as a young child, did you have anything that you kind of used to kind of get away from the hard times, or like, yeah?
That's a great question. And write your YouTube down. Write your YouTube down so I can check it out. What did I do to get away from the hard times? I actually used to play basketball every day. I played basketball every day. I drew, and sometimes I would, I was very smart in school. I would finish my work before everyone, and I sometimes would get my grade deducted because I would draw on the bottom of my work. Like, I would draw all the time. And what else did we do? I played soccer as well, football. I'm sorry. And yeah, I actually, because I was the only child for about 10 years. Like, my first brother was born when I was 10. So a lot of time I spent in after-school programs as well. And I never sold or none of that. You tighter than me, baby. You got it all. Well, write your YouTube down and check it out. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Trey?
Alright. My name is Ebony Reed Barlow, and I'm a Spirit of London winner 2009, the original year. Biggest thumbs up, everyone, 2009. Basically, the youth in Egypt have made a big difference in the world order today, as we've seen on local news. Do you think that the world governments take youth agenda seriously enough?
I think it's moving toward a way where they have no choice. When you see things like that happen, it's just a step towards the evolution of the world. Like, the youth, we have everything in our control. We just have to know how to use the control. We have to know how to use our minds for power. You know, and I think that's a beautiful thing that happened in Egypt, and I think that's the beginning of more of that happening everywhere.
Wow, I didn't really have a question prepared. However, hold on. I might not get a chance to see you before you leave. I wanted to say thank you for doing what you're doing today. You don't really have to be here. You went out on the show yesterday, but you're here spending your time with kids around. I really appreciate the work BET, Trey Songz and Damla Trust are doing together. The ladies here actually have a question for you, not myself. All right. So I'm going to start with Maury.
That's the only person.
Hi, Trey. Hi, Trey. After today, what are you going to do to continue working with the trust?
This is the first step. I actually just met Mr. Taylor today, and we've spoken about this. We've spoken about not only how the trust started, but what the trust means, you know. And the beautiful thing about it for me is that something so tragic has conceived something so beautiful. You know, had it not been for what happened, this would not be here today. And as you know, I've been coming to London probably like once a year, but I look forward to coming back and back and back and back. So you can see me with the Damla Trust consecutively.